He's 38, he should be regressing by now. No, he's just getting bigger and leaner on keto, while natural. Coach Greg, and today it's a video about Brandon Carter. He's an ultra-developed, super famous, old-school YouTuber. Close to 800,000 followers and has an amazing physique. He recently posted a video, it's called How I Gained 15 Pounds in 5 Weeks. Gain muscle on keto. And I would have assumed he knows what he's talking about because on his Instagram handle it says, Brandon Carter, King Keto. Fitness business coach. I help trainers grow their online fitness business. It almost sounds like what people want me to do, but I don't have time to teach other coaches how to make money on YouTube and grow their businesses. Too busy trying to grow my own business to help other YouTubers do so. Also, gonna do a natty or not? Is this guy in fact natural? Because I've watched this video. He says he's natural, and I, in fact, believed him for a little bit. I saw a picture of him when he was 16. He was jacked, amazing genetics. He clearly had amazing genetics, and I wanted to believe that this man at 38 could do it natural. So let's look into this. Is he, in fact, a black natural athlete like Chris Bumstead? Or is he lying more spews for more views? Well, let's see.
Take your fucking shirt off so we can do this.
Okay, I thought at the start of the video you're not supposed to curse because it demonetized the video and you lose money, and I guess that doesn't apply to Brandon Carter.
Johnny, man, every computer you can find. Here's a guy who loves technology.
Okay, this was a very clickbaity title. I thought I was gonna see a 16 to 30 plus transformation and see a bunch of pictures, but I only got to see him at 16, so I can't really use this video very well now, can we? So we're gonna have to do a natty or not a different way. He has freaking gyno! Huge amounts of gyno. He's working out with Austin Dunham, and he does the dreaded mistake that natty guys always do. They lift their hands over their heads, exposing the gyno that develops right on the nipple. Look, if you're shredded, you can't hide your gyno behind all the fat. When you're shredded, it's muscle and skin. You lift your hand over your head, the gyno is going to be clearly visible. If you want being a fake natty, do not pose with your hands above your head. That includes the front double bicep and the thigh nab pose. You do that, you're exposing the gyno. Clearly he's not natural, yet he says he's natural. In his earlier photos, he never had it. In his later photos, he did. You think he went through puberty in his 30s?
All right, before we get into this video, I want to clear a few things up. I am not confident that this was 15 pounds of pure muscle.
So before people write in the comments, it wasn't 15 pounds of muscle, Coach Greg, so you're wrong. No, he admits it wasn't 15 pounds of muscle. It was just mostly muscle. Like 10 pounds of muscle and some water.
I don't have any incentive to lie to you guys. I don't sell any fitness products no more. I don't sell any clothing. I shut down my supplement company over a year ago.
Everyone has an incentive to lie about something. Are you kidding me? No, you don't ever talk to people and say, look at me, I look amazing, I train natty, and I'm on keto. You never make YouTube videos where people will click and watch them. No incentive to lie.
So about 5 weeks ago, I walked into my gym, Equinox, and I noticed they had what's called an InBody machine, where it takes your weight and does your body fat percentage and all that.
And he went on the InBody Scale. I don't know if he's promoting the InBody Scale, but it gave him a reading of 3.5% body fat. Now, mind you, this is a specimen of a man, and he is impressively shredded. Very lean, leaner than Coach Greg. Not taking that away from him. And he's like, look, I'm not actually this lean. So he's not, in fact, a moron. I thought he's gonna say, yeah, I'm 3.5% body fat. No. You're better off just saying to your boyfriend, girlfriend, or circle, hey, look at me. What percent body fat do you think I am? Because that is more accurate than the InBody Scale. Sorry, it's more accurate than the InBody Scale. If you own an InBody Scale, you got it ripped off. Sorry, you did.
But when I first took it, I was 188 pounds. 5 weeks later, I was 204. So that means I gained 16 pounds. So right there, we noticed some of it was fat. Now, I don't think that I'm really that low body fat. I'm just using it as a barometer. Another thing you want to take into account, I don't know how much of it was water weight.
When you're following a keto diet, you're on an extremely low carb diet, and carbs is what stores water. For every 1 gram of carb, you need 3 grams of water to form glycogen. So being on an extremely low carb diet, you're not gonna gain any water weight, hardly any water weight at all. Unless you're on SARMs or steroids, that's gonna cause a dramatic increase in water retention. In the muscle, outside the muscle, just think if you're on D-ball, gonna gain some water weight even if you're on keto.
I'm gonna get ahead of the people who are gonna say that I was on some sort of PED or something like that. I've not done any of that yet. I'm 38, so the day that I get on some TRT or something, I'm sure I'm approaching that time. But last time I tried to get TRT was a few years ago.
So he tries to appear natural by saying, hey guys, you know, I went in to get HRT, I did, and they refused me because my test levels were so high. And I'm not saying I'm gonna be natural forever. I'll eventually go on HRT. Maybe in a couple years I'll go back and maybe my test levels will be then low enough to give me HRT. So I'm not against it, but I'm just not on it because I don't need it. So it makes him appear natural. I actually listened to this and I thought, I think he could be onto something. That does make sense. A lot more believability when you say you're not against something and you will do it in the future, you just haven't used it yet, rather than say, well, I'll never do it. No, it's so bad for you.
And I went to one of those clinics and they were like, nah, your natural test is too high. That was like in my mid-30s.
Why would he have even gone to an HRT clinic if he looks like this? Did he expect them to say, oh yeah, you have very low test levels. You know, you're better looking than 99.999% of the world. You probably have low test levels. Why did he even go in the first place? You think of that?
Okay, I really wish I had before and after pictures of this, but I actually didn't know the results would be this good.
Oh, I wish I had before and after photos, but you know, I didn't expect the results to be this good. You think someone that looks like this with an Instagram account that has photo after photo after photo being posted hasn't taken a selfie for 5 weeks? You tell me there's a day, maybe 1 day a week, he doesn't take a photo. Do you think someone that looks like this doesn't do selfies all the time? Coach Greg, I take selfies probably 3 times a week. No way does this guy have no photos from before he went on this 5-week keto program.
So I wasn't like documenting the journey every day. It wasn't like an experiment. I just saw the test thought we said, I was like, that's pretty cool.
You know, I didn't notice I was making any gains. It's just, I saw the InBody results at the end. It was like, wow, 16 pounds. I hadn't noticed. You know, by week 2, 3, when I was up 10 pounds of muscle, I didn't notice. I didn't think to take pictures, so I didn't document anything. I'm just gonna make this video in the after part and just say whatever I think you want to hear and not what you need to hear.
But I do want to make some caveats. I had been bigger than this before.
And I'm doing a front double bicep, and the gyno's protruding. I've been bigger than this before. You know, when I was on that last steroid cycle, when I was taking carbs, I was a bit bigger then, but you know, at 38 years old now on keto, not quite as big.
But when the quarantine got crazy and I just started focusing on business and other things, I wasn't strict with my diet or my training, and I lost a lot of weight.
You know, there was that time I lost a lot of my gains. You know, the time of the cold, I went off cycle and I stopped training as hard and I didn't eat as proper and I didn't think as serious. I took my business, you know, when I went off cycle, but it's just during the cold. That's what everyone says. Yeah, you lost muscle because you went off gear and now you're back on and you made all those gains, you know, muscle memory. Yeah, muscle memory is a lot better with gear now, isn't it?
I lost a lot of weight. I'm naturally like an ectomorph. I'm like a skinny guy. So I just started losing a bunch of weight and I got really skinny.
This is what he wants you to believe. He wants you to believe that his genetics suck so bad that when he stopped training hard for a couple months, he lost all that muscle, like, you know, 15 pounds. If your genetics suck that bad, you're not gonna gain those 15 pounds in the first place. You're not gonna look like a freak if your genetics suck. And if your genetics are that great, and you stop working out so hard for a couple months, you might lose a couple pounds of muscle. I didn't train as hard during the COVID. I used to train 6-7 days a week. I trained 3 days a week. I trained half-assed the whole time. I lost, I think, 2 pounds of muscle. Oh, but Coach Greg, you're on HRT. Yeah, but I was on HRT before that when I was training hard. So I didn't change my cycle. I've been on the same HRT cycle now for 11 months straight. So all this up and down stuff, no, you're not gonna dramatically lose 10 to 15 pounds of muscle unless you go off a cycle.
So there's 4 main components to this transformation.
Okay, so it's in the reverse order. He says diet, training, sleep, and supplements is why he was able to gain all that weight. Okay, so frankly, number 4, that's the most important, supplements, and by supplements we mean PEDs. So if you want to gain 15 pounds on keto in 5 weeks, number 1 thing to do is start taking gear. SARM, steroids, MK, whatever. Natural, you're not gaining 15 pounds in 5 weeks. So freaking annoying seeing these videos. 15-pound muscle memory. No, you didn't. Stop lying.
Let's start with the diet. I did a keto-ish diet.
So he says he gained 15 pounds eating 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day. I mean, frankly, it's not enough food to gain that much muscle. If you were actually gaining that much muscle or fat, it wouldn't be enough calories to be in that big of a surplus to warrant or justify gaining that much fat and muscle. It's just not. Maybe for a female, but not for a guy that's active, that works out, that's in shape, that has a good metabolism. As he says himself, he's an ectomorph. Ectomorphs have faster metabolisms. So he's talking about how much protein you need. And he's like, look, I know you don't need 300 grams of protein, but I ate it. And I found a couple studies that say, hey, yeah, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, yeah, that's okay. But I'm going for 1.5 because I read in a study once that said, if you go at that higher protein, you'll gain the same amount of muscle, but you gain less fat. So he went for that. Nothing wrong with that. You don't actually need that much protein, but you can certainly do that, especially if you're cutting and trying to lose fat. Higher thermic effect of food when you're eating protein than from carbs or fat. So yeah, sure, there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay he has a high protein diet. That's fine. It's not going to help him to build more muscle, but maybe to help him burn more fat. But he gained 15 pounds. Technically, when you gain 15 pounds, aren't you more so bulking? If you gain 15 pounds in 5 weeks, that's rapid gains. Rapid, that's more like bulking. Even Coach Greg, who's not for bulking, if somebody said, I want to gain 15 pounds in 5 weeks, I'd be like, you're going to have to eat a lot. Even Coach Greg knows that. That ain't no main gaining.
Some of you might be thinking, why do keto at all? Honestly, I just do keto because I feel better.
Cool, I'm fine with that. I'm not for keto at all, but if you like it, it makes you feel good, fantastic, do it. You know, I'm not that much against it. I won't do it for me because it sucks, but for him, he likes it, so no harm with doing it. Do what makes you happy. There's nothing wrong with that.
When I first started doing keto, it was because my cholesterol was really high. I went to the doctor, my cholesterol was high, and they wanted to put me on some statin drugs.
No, but he's natural, so it couldn't have been the PEDs that caused a young, healthy male to have high cholesterol. Must have been poor genetics, probably his family history, because, you know, after all, he's shredded and does cardio and eats healthy and has high cholesterol. Probably just bad genetics. Imagine if Coach Greg was a doctor and this guy walked in my office, I'm looking at his blood work and I'm like, oh, cholesterol through the roof. Are you on PEDs? Nope. Shut up!
But I had read research that the ketogenic diet was known to actually lower people's cholesterol.
Don't you think that the doctor or nutritionist, if you had high cholesterol, would have said, this is what you should do. I recommend you start doing more cardiovascular exercise. I recommend you eat more fibrous vegetables and fruits in your diet. I believe that will help lower your cholesterol. Maybe you should have more omega-3 fatty acids from healthy sources of fats like fish. Maybe eat more salmon. I believe doctors would say that. I don't believe you're going to go to your family doctor with high cholesterol when you look like a specimen of a man and they're going to say, yeah, you're natural. You should try keto to lower your cholesterol because you probably don't want statins. You really think the doctor said this?
Now I kind of feel like crap when I eat a lot of carbohydrates. So I just stay on keto, and I wanted to bulk on keto because I feel better. When I eat a bunch of carbs, I get tired.
Apparently this guy is the opposite of every human being. He's an ectomorph that easily puts on muscle while natural and gains 15 pounds of muscle on keto and has no trouble putting the fork down and is never hungry. But he has gyno probably from puberty that he went through when he was in his 30s. I think he's best friends with Jeff Cavaliere. Maybe he's Jeff Cavalier's brother.
Now let's talk about the training.
So this is his protocol. He did his full body workout 5 to 6 days a week because he needed time off to hang out with his son. And he has no reason to lie about being natural because I'm sure his son wants to hear that his dad is on PEDs.
I have a theory that most people who are overtrained, I think they're more under-rested.
So what did I do? I trained my entire body 6 days a week. And what, you just rested more?
You gotta think, pro athletes like Roger Federling, tennis dude, you know what I'm talking about. He sleeps 10 hours a night, Serena Williams sleeps 10 hours a night, LeBron James sleeps 10 hours a night.
So you think they all sleep 10 hours a night, or did somebody say they did once or twice? You can't just believe everyone.
Hey, how am I gonna sleep 10 hours a night? I got this. Listen, this is not advice. I'm just telling you what worked for me. If you can't sleep 10 hours a night, then you just won't work for you. Maybe none of this will work for you. I'm not even saying it will, bro.
Gotta at least respect him for this. He's like, look, none of this is gonna work for anyone. He's basically saying all of this is useless information that I'm just spewing for views. It's just a video to listen and entertain to. Don't try this at home. And he's literally saying this. Don't listen to this. It's just what I think I did. I slept 10 hours. If you can't, it's not gonna work. And eat this and do that, and I'm natural. No one believes that. Well, maybe some do, not after my video comes out, but no one believes it. And no, you can't just do this and gain all that muscle by extra sleep.
My body just sleeps as much as it needs. I started doing that when things started, you know, the thing that shut down the world. I can't say it because of the YouTube algorithm. You know, the thing that went around. People had to go to like the hospital. Can y'all say hospital on YouTube anymore?
It is funny because you know he's being recorded and there's probably a team of people telling him stuff. Like me, it's just like, is anyone even here? Oh, hi, the Deeve. I got the Deeve right there, and I got all the dogs, and there's literally every single animal all around me right now. I have no human beings in this building right here. I mean, they're far away, but they're not around. But yeah, all the animals are here. I'm not kidding. There's two animals. There's two dogs right there, a cat, a dog, and another dog, and the pig back there.
And lastly, supplements. Nothing crazy. Again, I just took some pre-workout. Who cares what kind? Don't ask me what brand. Who cares?
And he's not going to say what pre-workout to take. This is the pre-workout you need. This is the best pre-workout. A Coach Greg video, watch me scream at you and then go train harder than last time.
So I took pre-workout 1 or 2 a day. I don't know if that's healthy. Then I would take creatine. I took between 10 and 20 grams a day and lots of whey protein. What's the best whey protein? The question, it doesn't matter.
He forgot to point. And he, in fact, used to look like The Rock, so how could he not know you're supposed to point when you say it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter how it makes you feel.
You know, I'm just trying to hit the macros. And the protein, not because whey protein is like magic or anything, it just helps me hit the macros. 300 grams of protein is a lot, and I'd rather not do it with food because it ended up being a lot of food.
Because if you're like him, you don't like to eat a lot. So he added in the whey protein because it kept his calories lower on this bulking diet, which he has trouble getting in the calories. And so as long as you get in the macros, then that's all that matters because it allows him to go out and eat what he wants. Because he doesn't like to eat and his genetics are such that he's an ectomorph and he has a hard time putting on muscle. Yet he put on 15 pounds of muscle, you know, in 5 weeks from extra sleep and training his whole body 6 days a week. Did I just summarize what he said? I think I summarized it pretty good. But yet he's natural.
So in conclusion, I gained 15 pounds. It was really 16, but 15 sounds better.
And so he summarizes it. He concludes with, well, you know, I gained 16 pounds and it wasn't all muscle. And I'm looking at him like, the dude's freaking shredded, looks amazing. And it was 16 pounds on keto. And he self-admitted, says, you know, it wasn't the best weightlifting program, you know, trained my whole body all the time. And it wasn't done properly. And the diet could have been better. But yet I just gained 16 pounds natural in 5 weeks.
Maybe I could have had a different protocol. I'm sure if I had a more structured weightlifting protocol, I might have better results. Maybe if I ate carbs, I would have gained more muscle.
Imagine if he ate carbs, trained properly, and took PDs. Probably would have gained about 194 pounds muscle, roughly. But the thumbnail would say 200 pounds muscle because it sounds better to say 200 because he keeps pointing out how he clickbaited 15 pounds of muscle, not 16, because 15 is a better clickbait than 16. I don't know if that's true or not. 16 pounds in 5 weeks, that sounds pretty good to me. 15, 16, why does that matter? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
This would work for me. I felt good the whole time. I didn't feel like I was, you know, when you bulk and you just feel like, oh, all the food. I didn't feel like that at all. I didn't feel bloated. I felt phenomenal the whole time.
So he didn't bulk, gained 15 pounds, probably in a deficit, and gained muscle, fat, and water, probably in a deficit because he didn't bulk, he wasn't gaining. What protocol is it? Is it main gaining? What exactly did he do? What did he do? I don't agree with what this guy said in the video. He didn't gain 15 pounds natural in 5 weeks on a keto diet. I mean, let's say he did. I mean, how many more gains is he going to continue to make in the next 5 weeks? Imagine if he added carbs. Is he going to be 250 pounds of muscle in about a couple months? Does anyone who watched this video agree with him over me? Let me know that in the comment section. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, I'm being We're moving up 2 videos. We're doing it real quick. Until next time, we are out. Slitherer, little snaky snake, slither in the background. Oh, Allie's here. I didn't know Allie was here. I was like, how come the dog's slithering like a little slitherer? A slithery snake.